Hi guys, it's Omega. And so I'm sitting here playing today with colors. I had asked, during my giveaway, I had asked what types of videos you'd like to see. And I know several times I have mentioned the fact that I can use food coloring as one of my coloring choices when I'm using it to make coloring spritz or sprays and glimmer, when you want to do the little glimmer and shine on your different projects. Food coloring it's for one, it's safe and it's cheap, and you can use it in water or alcohol. And so that has been one of my choices. And the other thing is you get the four primary colors: red, green, yellow, and blue. And you can mix those to make orange or purple or, whatever other colors you're trying to get. So that's kind of why I like the food coloring as one of my sources. You can also use, you can use some of your re-inker color to make a spritz. And there's so many various ways you can do it. I prefer to stick with things that are more translucent or clear so that your color is more clear than cloudy. There are some transparent or translucent watercolor that you can also get, and I have yet to get that. You have to order it online. I haven't seen it anywhere near me, but that is another source to get like a concentrate of color to make your spritz. So one of my favorite ways to do this is to simply get my colors in a little spritz and then spray my shimmer over top of the color. That way, if you want just color without the shimmer, you have it. And if you don't want to use the shimmer, you don't have to worry about it. But then if you want to use the shimmer, you can use that on any of the colors that you put down. So I rarely put the shimmer in my actual colors. Now I have done that, but I found that at times I didn't want the shimmer and I wanted just the color. Or at times I wanted to use some of the shimmer on something I had that didn't have shimmer in it, that I had already purchased maybe some, and I use it. And you can use it both ways. So my favorite way is to get my colors made up. Like here I have green. This one is actually yellow. It's a very intense yellow color. Then I have like a peachy color here. Let's see, what else do I have? Just various colors. This one is reddish. And when you do use the shimmer in it also, you're gonna run the risk of clogging up those sprays. So that's why I'd rather keep that in one particular bottle. So here's an example of some that I have that is a gold shimmer. That's a gold shimmer, and what I can do is spray my colors out. And just for an example, I'm going to use this peachy color here. In fact, I'll use the peach and the yellow just to show you. And just spray that on my project. This is kind of pink, peachy color. I'm going to get my paper towel. Now I also use it in alcohol, and that allows you to get a quicker drying time. So I'm going to just dry that with my embossing heater here. So that is a very kind of pale pink, and it went on a little bit blotchy. But I just wanted to show you how you can use this right over that. And get a really pretty shimmer. See that shimmer that comes on it really gives a nice shimmer. And I'll show you how I got that particular. Now my blow dryer kind of moved some of the color, but that gives you an idea. You can get a nice shimmer. I'm going to do the yellow because I think it's going to show up better on the yellow. And this, I am holding it at pretty close distance here. So that's a pretty vibrant yellow there. I'm going to dry that. Oop, almost got it too close. Then I'm going to spritz that. I think it's going to show up much better on this when you have the deeper color. So this is the yellow. And you can see the shimmer on that color. So that's why I'm saying that you can use any color and then just spritz it with the shimmer to give any color you make up the color you need. So I'm going to go with, I'm going to put, I use alcohol that is 91% alcohol. That means it's less water in it. I'm going to put that about roughly halfway. And I use these little bottles because I think I have a dozen of them, and that way you can have more colors available to you. And I'm going to make a blue. So I'm using, I think that was a couple drops. I did about 3 drops, 3 or 4 drops. And you see how dark that is there. I'm going to show you that on paper. So that was alcohol, and you can see how much I used. The bottle is about 3/4 full, I guess. And then I dropped in about 4 drops of blue food coloring. And that is the blue you get. Let me dry it. Now you see when it's dry, it's actually a light blue. In fact, that's kind of like the intense blue you get in the sky in the summer. That's kind of the color that is. And what you can do, let me show you how I do the Glimmer Mist. And what I'm going to do is spray that after I show you this. Take your water or your alcohol, and I prefer alcohol only because it dries quicker without warping your paper. It doesn't warp your paper quite as much as water does. Now the alcohol is kind of melting the words on my bottle. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the white. And what I'm using is, this is some eyeshadow that I got at the dollar store. And believe it or not, I would put this nowhere near my eye because this powder is not even as fine as the Perfect Pearl. This is a little bit chunky, but it gives you a sparkle that is just crazy sparkle. But what I'm going to do is add a little of each. So in my alcohol now, I'm going to put a little bit of the Perfect Pearl. I'm just scooping it up with my little scraper here. And that's actually quite a bit. I'm going to shake it up. And you can see how that swirl in there? That is a lot of shimmer. But this kicks it up to a whole nother level. I'm going to show you this up close, how chunky this is. I don't know if you can see it. And the funny thing is, this bottle, it only lets you get it out with this brush. I'm not sure. So I'm just dropping it in here. So I have some of the Perfect Pearl and this cheap eyeshadow from the dollar store. To be honest, this was hard to get out, and I don't know if I'll be able to use that at all. But the Perfect Pearl white, the pearly glimmer mist, and then you see how much swirl is in there. That's the glimmer swirling around in there. So I can spritz that directly on my color, and that way you get shimmer without changing the color at all. And that gives a beautiful shimmer to that blue. You can see it. That is so pretty. You can actually add glimmer without color. Just say you want to get some shine on just plain white. Now that would really be pretty doing holiday cards, cards and flowers and projects. You can get glimmer on your project without adding color. As you can see on that end, this is all white and it's just the glimmer. This is the blue side with the glimmer sprayed on top. So I like keeping my colors without the glimmer in it. And then you just keep a bottle of the white and a bottle of the gold. Or, I mean, if you want to, you can go ahead and use it. Here is one that I have a little bit of gold Perfect Pearl in. And it's the red color. And it sprays out with a kind of a peachy color to it. It's not real red, it's kind of a peachy color. And the glimmer is pretty, but then, you know, you're stuck with that color. So to me, to have more variety, you would have a variety of different colors, like in the little vials. Or in the bottles. I got some of these, but I opt to just have my glimmer separate. And here is, and I'm sorry, this color is not showing up well, but it's a really pretty peach color actually. And there it is with the glimmer. I think you can maybe see the glimmer. And it's kind of blotchy. But that's how I do my colors. Now, like I said, I would opt to have more color, more variety of solid color, and then spray my glimmer mist on it. Like there's the yellow, there's the pink, and that came from, actually it was this, the gold was sprayed on these. And that is how I do it. Now, like I said, the combinations of colors, just whatever you want to put together. I'm gonna try to make a green with yellow in it to get kind of a bright, almost lime green. So I'm gonna go with 1 drop of green first. Now I have 2 drops of yellow in there. going to shake that up. I'm going to put a little more yellow. And I'm going to go ahead and add water just to go ahead and get this. I filled that too far. A little too much. Oh, but I like what I'm getting here spilling out. Let's see what we get spraying out. That looks really pretty. And I'm using some cheap cardstock just to show you. Oh, that's pretty. That's a bright, kind of, I'll call it spring green. That is a pretty green. So that was using 1 drop of green and about 3 drops of yellow. I'm going to dry this. It always lightens up when you dry it. And that was mostly alcohol. At the end I did add a little water. And like when you're messing with, when you're playing around with making flowers, you just experiment with your colors. I just simply experiment with the colors, see what I come up with. That is such a pretty green. So that was 1 drop of green with about 3 drops of yellow. This was about, well, it was pretty full when I actually filled it up. I filled it up because it spilled out. Mostly alcohol and then a little water to top it off. But that is a gorgeous green. And now I'm going to spritz it with the gold Glimmer Mist. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh my goodness, that is so pretty. The alcohol is going to dry much quicker, but look at that. That shimmer is just amazing. And so that's how I like to do it. I like to leave my color without glimmer in it. And I love this green. You will see that on some projects. And actually spray the Glimmer Mist afterwards. So these were empty bottles. I made the Glimmer Mist by simply adding my Perfect Pearl. And I got a little bit of this eyeshadow out. I wasn't able to get much, so I wouldn't depend on that. If you find cheap eyeshadow that has this glimmer in it, I would say get it. But get something you can actually get out of the bottle. These don't come out of the bottle very easily. So I'm tossing those away, actually. I'm going to look for some more, but there you go. Gold, and then kind of a pearl white. I would leave those for my two types of shimmer that I use. And there's the shimmer. So that is just a quickie on using your colors. Using the food color, it's safe. Of course, it is going to stain your fingers. It's going to stain if you get it on something. So be careful. You wear your gloves. And just play around. Play around with color. If you see how dark that looks inside the bottle, but once you sprayed it out, it's actually very light. So play with going from light to darker until you find the color you want. And then you just kind of remember the formula that you put together. You can come up with so many variations of colors that this one here was the yellow. And this was a pretty intense. I'm going to put it on here with the green. That's quite an intense yellow, as you can see next to that green. But even that combination, that green and that yellow together on a project, just say like a card or something, would be gorgeous. That would be really gorgeous. That could be a background for something. I would just play around until you get what you want. Now, if you remember, I sprayed the Glimmer Mist on this white side. It's hard to stop playing with it once you start. And see, that's the blue and yellow. But then you can spritz it with the glimmer. And it's amazing what you can come up with. For some reason, I was able to get more gold of that eyeshadow out, and so it really causes that to sparkle. That is, I wish it was showing up better on the camera, but that's kind of how I do it. And I'm actually going to be doing more of it because I want to get back to making my own flowers. And of course, when I do that, I will show you. I have several die sets for making flowers, and I need to get busy playing with making my flowers again. But that's it, guys. That is my way of using the Glimmer Mist, or making Glimmer Mist. I rather have the Glimmer Mist separate and then keep my colors where I can use whatever colors I want and spritz the glimmer on top of the color. So guys, I will be back again. In fact, what I'll do next time I talk about colors, actually show how I'm using it on my flowers or actually making a project. So I will see you again later. Bye.